say recently that you're going to knock him out in less than 60, and I find that proclamation in particular to be very interesting because that would be less than obviously the first fight. Do you feel pressure to do something even more spectacular than the first fight? You need to finish him quicker than the first time around?
You know, it's certainly a different bout when you face a man twice, right? It should be a more difficult bout to face a man a second time. So in that scenario, I must do it better, and I'm going to aim to do it better. And I'm highly confident the shots I will need to land will be hit home inside that first 60-second mark. If Dustin can withstand them, more power to him. I know he's hoping it's a war and a dragged out war back and forth. I'm actually excited about that also. I wouldn't be against that. I'd actually love that. I would actually relish a war with Dustin. So if he can withstand the shots and get it popping, let's get it going. Let's stand in there and let's fight. So I just foresee my shots landing early, and that's it.
You would prefer a war over a 60-second fight?
Yeah, I probably would, to be honest. I probably would. You know, I would. I want to compete. I want to rack up the clock. You know, get some time in there. What's a war to him and what's a war to me are two different things. You know, it's if he can last, he can last. But it's not. You know, it's going to be a smooth one for me, to be honest, Ariel. You know, I know Dustin's a good fighter, but I'm the double greatest.
Think Khabib fights again?
I think he's afraid to fight me, that's for damn sure. You know, and I don't blame him. I know everything. I know exactly what to face. I fought the best of him on that night. He fought the worst of me on that night. He knows it. I know it. His team knows it. I have the answer to destroy that man. So, you know, he can pull the wool over people's eyes for only so long. So, you know, it is what it is. I know there's surrounding things regarding the family and that. And, you know, if he's retired and that's it, I wish him well. And it is what it is. But I am who I am. And I am at the top, you know. So time will show.
Do you think he retired because he didn't want to fight you? Is that what you are essentially saying?
Yes. I would say so. Now, I think his hand was shown. He's not a true fighter, in my opinion. You know, how could you walk away? There's so many great fights to be had, you know what I mean? Like, think of the Diaz's, the Fergusons, you know, there's so many wild fights, the Oliveira's, the rematch against me. I think it's just preposterous to walk away. And at the same time, you know, there is family issues and, you know, it is what it is, so all the best.
Describe your relationship with Dana White now.
Me and Dana have always had a great relationship throughout the years. I believe it's even more so than a fighter promoter. You know, we've gone and we've done amazing things together. Obviously, it's high stakes, high pressure business. You know, we were at loggerheads, probably the most we've ever been in 2020. I felt some things were wrong. That were done towards me. I done some things wrong for sure. So, you know, it is what it is. We got it off our chest, and, you know, we're back to where we're at, and I'm very happy with that. I've got a lot of admiration for Dana. What he done in 2020 against all odds was quite admirable, and, you know, I would have loved to have been a part of it more, but it is what it is. I'm happy that I started the year, launched it, and I'm also happy that I got all the records of the year. So, you know, there's many great things ahead.
And so, you know, he said also recently that you're in a great place. Do you feel like that storm is behind? You know, I think you're referring to maybe the DMs, which is something that he didn't like, he didn't appreciate you releasing.
Yeah, I was more at that time when I was putting that out. Obviously, there was frustrations because I was campaigning for a fight, and it was like I wasn't campaigning for a fight, and I was a bit upset with that. So, you know, but then me putting them out was around the time Diego had given me a lot of respect and in the media, and he had just had a fight and a victory. And I wanted to show my respect and say, Diego, I am actually looking for a bout against you also. I have no problem competing against you. You know, I understand Diego maybe on the tail end of his career and this, that, and the other. But it wasn't like it was just a one and all. It was like it was part of a collection of bouts I was looking for. I wanted activity. I'm a competitor, and a competitor needs activity. So it is what it is. It went the way it went, and, you know, all in the past.